Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Talisman Harry Potter. Unfortunately, the rules of King's Cross are also not entirely clear. So there is a conflicting information. I think I mentioned that. But ultimately, I rechecked my original Talisman, which I haven't played for quite some time, honestly. And it's really basically like it's mentioned in the rules. You are really rolling off someone guarding King's Cross here, and this someone has a magic value of 9. Very similar to original Talisman. I think there it's a strength battle, here it's a magic battle. So Harry really should have also rolled for the opposing side. The good thing is Harry rolled a 5 back then, as far as I can remember, and because of the bonuses this would become a 6. He had 6 magic at that point in time, plus I think at least 1 from his wand, and I'm also sure he had the flu powder at that point in time, so he would have been at an 8 anyway in respect to this. So I think there is still a good chance I will roll for that. I cannot take it back, but maybe he's losing a life, and I think in this case this might be okay. That's 13 for the Guardian here at King's Cross, and again that's 6 plus 2, that's 8 plus 6, that's 14. So I think he should be okay. Anyway, still a very bad job on the rules, I must say. Didn't really see that many problems with the Star Wars version of Talisman. This one I think needed to be released before Christmas last year, or in 2021, and ultimately this came with a price. Okay, but it is what it is, so learn with me, learn from my mistakes. But I think I was able to kind of correct that, and I think he should have been good anyway. Harry Potter will be basically next, so let's simply roll his movement die. That's a 6. I think with a 6 he should be able now to make it to the Quidditch pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exactly. And one thing I also forgot, the Forbidden Forest here. Yes, he doesn't have the lantern anymore, but we do have Fang with us, and he does pretty much the same thing. So yeah, we shouldn't have lost a life here, but also something I will not be able to take back. Awesome. So let's move to the Quidditch pitch, where we have to roll another die, and depending on what we roll, we have to pretty much fulfill the task that we are given there. Similar to the original Talisman, as soon as you can afford to pay the price, or as soon as the condition appears, you are usually moved back to the Quidditch pitch, or to the, I think it's the wizard or so in Talisman, and then you get your Talisman, or in this case the Deathly Hallow, respectively. So yeah, let's roll the die, and yeah, I don't know, I think this was the die he rolled, and that's a 1. What is the 1? Take 1 life from a character. Do we want that or not? I think we don't. We will spend 1 of our things here. We can basically use that for every roll exactly. And in this case, it's a 5. Discard 3 galleons. We have 1. Okay, yeah, but nothing I can change here. So that's what we have to do. And as soon as we do have 3 galleons, we have to spend those. So there is no choice. But at least we have a goal now. And then, yeah, we can get our Deathly Hallow and slowly but steadily making our approach towards Lord Voldemort in the Great Hall. Okay, then it's Bellatrix. It's a 6. Let me see. I think our goal is to move either back to Malfoy Manor or to go to Ollivander. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In theory, she could now use her fortune, or her fate, to move up to the distance. But in this case, I don't know if that really helps her. I mean, yeah, it's her last one, so I'm not sure if that's the best bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to St. Mungo's. Doesn't really help her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, Grimmald's place. Oh, come on, that's so bad. So in this case, okay, we are spending this. We are triggering her special ability, so we can now move up to her movement roll of 6. So in this case, let's have her move to Ollivander instead, and there we are rolling a die again. I don't know, 5 on a 6. Yes, we will get a spell. That's amazing. I'm not showing you the spell. As usual, I will forget it anyway, but I will definitely have to remember that. Back to Harry. Okay, that's the one. We could go to the Forbidden Forest. Again, we are not losing any life there. Or we could go to the castle lawn. Again, it doesn't really matter too much. So we are moving him here. We will roll for Voldemort. And that's also only a 1. So yeah, let's simply move him towards Bellatrix. And then yeah, we are drawing still a card here. Normally we would lose a life here, like in the desert, in the standard talisman. But because we have Fang with us, we can ignore that. So let's see what we get. Argus Filch and Mrs. Norris. Okay, it's an enemy with a might of 1. Yeah, okay. Norris will patrol this area until they are defeated. Yeah, let's simply do that. Harry has a 6. That's a 1. I think we can roll at least a tie, but in this case, okay, not a big deal. We are keeping him as a trophy. Unfortunately, it's a might enemy, so we cannot use it to cash in our other 2 trophies, but okay. That's not too bad, and I have forgotten his special ability or his item, which would, the crystal ball, which would have allowed him to redraw, but that's okay. That was an enemy, so we still want to get after trophies anyway. Back to Bellatrix, a strange. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3. You must be kidding me. She is rolling like crap. Does she have anything? No. That's so bad. Yeah, let's move her 1, 2, 3 to St. Mungo's. Nothing to gain there. She is basically healed beyond her starting life value, so nothing to do there. That's so disappointing. And Harry wants some more galleons. Oh, a 1 again. Interesting. So I think we can move to Aragog's lair. We have to roll for Voldemort again. That's a 3. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. And maybe also something I believe I will house rule here in this game. That is, you always have to move Voldemort towards a character. Otherwise, at some point in time, you really want to keep him away, actually, so that other players are not fighting him, because you can gain stuff, especially in the outer region here. And I really think they should always be forced to fight someone. Okay, let's draw the card here in Aragog's lair. And are you kidding me? Harry just found Deathly Hallow. Highly thematic, I would say. I think it's a good location for a Deathly Hallow, Aragog's lair. I think there was nothing really in respect to the lore, but wow, that's amazing. How many items do we have? We have 5. Yes, we can hold it actually. We don't even have to discard something. That's really nice. So that's now clearly a target for Bellatrix, but yeah, Harry is really doing pretty great actually, and right now he even has the advantage here. Wow, yeah, that was a perfect draw actually. And I think now you also can ignore the task of the Quidditch pitch, as far as I remember. Or it's rather something that you can abandon. I think that's what he's going to do, because he can use the galleons for something else a little bit later on. So he's now officially abandoning his task from the Quidditch pitch because he had the Deathly Hallow. Of course, if he loses it, he must go to the Quidditch pitch again and get a new task first. Abandoned is abandoned. Back to Bellatrix. That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Diagon Alley. It's so frustrating. But we want to move her down now. Let's do that. And maybe that's not even a bad thing. So she's moving down here to Diagon Alley. And there she can visit Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Either discard any number of spells for 1 fate each, or buy 1 spell for 1 fate. And that's what we are going to do. We are pretty much giving this away. I'm not again showing this to you what it was, or I think you're discarding. There was a Sectum Sempra spell. Wasn't really quite powerful just yet, but I think getting the extra fate back now could be beneficial for her actually, because then she could make it to Malfoy Manor now, and then from there she could make her way up to the middle region, because there are 2 targets waiting for her, Luna Lovegood and Molly Weasley, which Harry couldn't take with him. And honestly, in this version of the game, I do appreciate that they introduced this cap for followers, because especially Harry would get way too powerful. I mean, 3 followers for him is already pretty solid actually, but in this case I'm giving him even more. That would be pretty insane actually. I think Harry is at least close to try to engage Voldemort. He wants to have at least one more magic trophy, because this would allow him to level up at least twice, and then his magic would be at 8. And with all the bonuses he gets from the wand and so on, I think he might stand a good chance against the Dark Lord. So I guess, yeah, but anyway, we have to walk around. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3, the courtyard. 1, 2, 3 doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, let's have him move to the courtyard. Again, he can redraw Mer People. Magic of 3. I think that's pretty solid, actually. Yes, I think the magic of 3 is pretty great for him. Yeah, you should continue to read. Place the Mer People card on the lake. It will remain there until the Mer People are defeated. Yeah, so you cannot defeat them right here. I mean, thematically it makes perfect sense, and there are similar cards in Talisman too. Of course, I could redraw, but that's a 3. I think that's pretty strong. Yeah, let's move him here to the lake, or them to the lake. I think that's still okay. Back to Bellatrix. She's hoping for a 3 actually, and of course it's a 6. She can use, I think let's do that, because let's prepare her. So 1, 2, 3 instead. Again, we are spending our thing here, our fate, and there either replenish up to your fate value for free. That's 3 fate for her, right? Yep, that's the case. So at least she's now somewhat prepared moving into the middle region, and then from there she should be able to get beyond King's Cross Station here. And it's Harry, a 6. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, I think she cannot make it to the lake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hogsmeade Station. Doesn't really matter too much actually. Maybe let's move him here to the castle lawn, but again, doesn't really matter too much. And Remus Lupin, another follower. Oh, he has to leave that behind too actually, that card, or at least 1 card. You may add your might to your magic for 1 battle. If you do, you must. Oh, that's pretty strong. Oh yeah, that's pretty strong. So yes, we will take Remus with us, and I guess we will leave, yeah, I think we will leave Fang behind now. Again, not the end of the world, but that's pretty strong. Adding the might of 4 to the battle against the Dark Lord, I mean, that's pretty strong. So I guess he could now really decide to really make it towards the inner region. Getting 2 more upgrades would still be great. Maybe we do that with just 1 then, to get us prepared for the other task here in the inner ring. Interesting. Okay, let's see. What's Bellatrix going to do? That's a 4. 1, 2. Here we have to roll. For her, it's not that easy actually, because yeah, it's a magic battle, and yeah, she only has the magic wand actually, but I think she still wants to get there. So she has a 7 in total versus the 9 of that space, so that's certainly a risk, but I think she still wants to do that. She still wants to do that. So let's roll. This time we will play it correctly. And yeah, that's not great. Can she do that with a reroll now? For 13? No, I think she can only, yeah, then it doesn't matter. She can tie. So she's now trying her chocolate frogs, actually, her armor. And on a 4, 5, or 6, she's not losing a life. And of course, that's a 1. So yeah, she's losing 1 life, going back down to 3. So that was pretty crappy actually. She can continue or can try that again with her next turn, but yeah, that wasn't great. Let's see. We will, 1 would be perfect now. It's a 2. We need to move to Hogwarts Gates anyway, so moving down here might still be okay, and we can redraw, so let's do that. So here's his first card, a might of 7, the Hungarian Horntail. Okay, he's moving. I think there's a similar card in the base game of Talisman with a dragon, which continues to move and also comes with the same strength. Again, this might battle doesn't really help us, so we are discarding this card and drawing again, and the Chinese Fireball. I really shuffled this deck like crazy. Okay, there are no standoffs with the Chinese fireball. All ties go to the dragon. Okay. Yeah, we have to live with that. Again, we have, I think, a 6, so there is definitely a fighting chance, actually, that Harry will beat the fire dragon or the fireball, but doesn't really help us now in our quest. Maybe. So we are rolling. 2 versus 2, I think that's not enough. We could re-roll, but again, losing this life now, I couldn't care less. No, let's simply consider this a loss. We are going down to 5. That's still pretty strong, actually. I think this is his starting health, and this one stays in here. Yeah, again, not the end of the world. Before we move on to Bellatrix, I just noticed here that losing that battle does not cost the character any life. And here I'm not 100% sure, but relatively certain that you do lose a life against the Sentinel in original Talisman. But in this case, I think it's relatively clear, so we will give her life back. And yeah, in theory, she can simply continue on, and we want to move into the middle region. Otherwise, she will lose the game relatively soon, I guess. So again, she's moving, rolling for her movement. That's a 4. We are trying this again. So again, we have to fight the Guardian or the Sentinel, or whatever is the barrier. I think it's the barrier where you're running against this column or so. 9 versus 7 still, and okay, in this case we do have a chance. That's an 11, and if we roll good enough, I think we will try that. So we are spending 1 valuable fate now, and I think we need, even a 5 is enough. That's a 12. 5 or 6 we need. Oh, come on, it's a 1. It's so bad. It's so bad for her. Okay, we do know she's not losing her life. Still not sure if that turn immediately ends, by the way. And yeah, she's not really making any progress whatsoever again. Wow, that's disappointing. Of course, we are happy for Harry. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he could move to Hogwarts gates. But again, I'm not sure if we should do that just yet. We can stop here. That's one of the spaces where we are allowed to simply stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could stop here. On the other hand, we could go to the greenhouses first, having this one more adventure. And then from there, again, she's still relatively far away from us. So I think we should take a chance. Getting these 2 extra points maybe might be pretty key. Let's do that. So we are moving to the greenhouses. We are not healing there. We are simply drawing our thing here. Barty Crouch Jr. You may add your mind. Okay, that's when he's a follower. Oh, wow, that's so powerful. It's basically the same thing as Remus Lupin for the Death Eaters. Extremely powerful, but I think we have to fight him now. Again, we still have the advantage on our side, and our magic is at least 7, if not 8, plus this one. So it's 7 with this, plus this, plus this, plus this. In the original Talisman, you cannot do that. In this version of Talisman, and also with Star Wars, you can simply add stuff. And I personally like that. Again, we are going to play a much quicker game here, so we definitely allow that. So that's 4, so he has a magic of 10 in total. So yes, this should be somewhat doable. And I think that's still good enough. That's 12 versus 10. Yes, we have defeated Barty Crouch Jr. What does this do to our trophies now? In total, that's 16. And again, divided by 5, that's 3 upgrades. We are losing 1, but in this case, I'm completely okay with that. That's exactly what we needed. So we are cashing all those in now and updating our magic to 9. I think, no, 12 is the highest. Okay, 9. I think with 9, we definitely do have a good chance. And again, we can reroll, we can add. I think we should be in a pretty good shape now. Awesome. All the more reason to have Bellatrix try that again. We have to roll for her movement, of course. Again, that's the 4. She's rolling 4s and 3s like crazy. And then, yeah, we have to roll. She's really not doing great. Again, the 2 is cool. The 2 is really, really cool. The problem is that the 3 is not enough. she's now at a 10, that's an 11. So we have to spend, we would need to move to the inner region. We have to hope for a 5 or a 6 now. Come on, Arkham Horror chances. Then of course you cannot use this thing again. The Fate token, that is. Oh, that's so bad. I think she's not going to make that. Yeah, but what can you do? In theory, Harry doesn't need to roll because he wants to stop here, but of course, let's still do that. That's a 5. I'm just doing this to see if he's moving Voldemort. And now we are checking Hogwarts gates, where you can either simply draw a card as an encounter, or we are doing this. Choose either your magic or might ability and roll 2 dice. If the total is equal to or less than the ability, move into the castle. So we are basically at a 9. The wand doesn't help us because it only increases our magic during battle. The flu powder, in fact, does help us because it simply adds 1 to your magic on dice rolls. That's exactly what we are doing here. The same is true for the Sword of Gryffindor, which also simply adds 1 to your magic and 1 to your might, not just during battles. And I think that's pretty much it, but still, so the wand is not good enough, so that's an 11, and the idea is to roll equal to or less. Exactly. So let's do that. We are taking 2 of our dice, and you must, oh, that's 11. I mean, yeah, for one split second. Okay, that's good enough. So we are moving into the moving staircase, and from here on we are basically still rolling the dice. So that's a major difference to all the other variants of Talisman. At least I know. I haven't played Batman and Kingdom Hearts, but for all the others, it's basically the same thing. You would normally move 1 space in either direction. In this case, you're rolling the dice and moving basically half of the distance rounded down. I know it's getting ridiculous, but we need to move Bellatrix in here because here are 2 trophies waiting for her, and these 2 trophies could at least give her 1 more upgrade. At least 1. We have to do that now. We really have. Otherwise, she's not standing any chance from a timing perspective against Harry. So again, we roll for her movement. That's only a 1. Yeah, we can move Voldemort. Do we want to move Voldemort? Yeah, we have to. It's a 3. And we can move him 1 space basically adjacent into another region. Do we want, let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. Moving him closer here. From there, he could definitely move into the moving staircase, or if he moves again, he can also move into the middle region there. But maybe I'm also thinking moving her to Bellatrix, because he also can fight him and maybe get something good out of this fight. And again, you get to choose where Voldemort is moving, and you can absolutely have him fight against yourself, actually. So, we know the drill. 7 versus 9, right? I'm still not forgetting anything. No, I think not. So, let's do... It's much better. Yeah, but not enough. That's a 10 versus a 9, right? It's a 9. Yeah, it's the last one, and we need a 4 now. She was successful. Hallelujah. Okay, cool, but she's out of fate whatsoever. We have to draw a card here now. It's a first middle ring encounter card, the Dragon Arena. A place. I really shuffled the deck. They are really kept together for whatever reason. The Dragon Arena will remain here for the rest of the game. Whenever you land here, if your might is 5 or less, yeah, is it? We have 3. We have 1 from the troll. We have 1 from the monster book. No, and this is only during battle. Ah, it's a 5. It's exactly a 5, unfortunately. That's a pity. You must miss 1 turn. Yeah, then we would gain 1 fate. Oh, okay, that's still pretty good. So she's even missing a turn now. Oh, that's bad. Then it's over to Harry, and also unlike the, let's say, original Talisman, we cannot move left or right. In this case, it's only this direction. Here's a thick wall through the moving staircase, and again, we are halving the roll. And that's 2 spaces now, because again, we are halving this roll. 1 and 2, that's the potions classroom. And again, I really love how thematic this game is. Order of the Phoenix, we are lose 1 life. Okay, that's, we have to lose this life. No questions asked here, but that's okay. And then, wow, wait a second. Can we? Yes, No, I think not. Let's hold on to that. Let's hold on to that. And roll 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, lose 1 additional life. Let's do that. We might have a spell against that if we are losing. We are losing the life. I'm not going to do that. I'm playing Protego now, so this would basically prevent a character from losing a life. Let's do that. I think now is the perfect time to do that. So we are still alive. That was basically the name of the game here, so we are allowed to continue to move. Bellatrix is simply standing up. Then it's back to Harry again. We have to roll for his movement. That's a 3 half. Rounded down, it's still only 1 movement point. So we are going to the divination classroom. Choose a number 1 to 6 and roll 1 die. If you predicted the result, you may move on your next turn. If not, gain 1 fate token and roll the die again on your next turn. You may spend fate tokens to adjust the die results by 1 number for each fate token spent. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Also very thematic. I love that a lot. But then if we not, we gain 1 fate token and then we have to basically continue to roll. So yeah, simply, I don't know. I rolled a 4 so many times in this game. So I guess let's do that. Okay, yeah, he's a star. Professor Trelawney would be very proud of him. So let's move him here. And now it's back to Bellatrix, who is out of fate tokens, which is really bad. So it's very questionable if she will be able to make it here. Yeah, okay, let's see about that. Oh, that's the one. Okay, for once the dice were on her side. So she's moving in here. She has to move Voldemort. So let's not. Oh, a 6. Maybe she can fight twice. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, unfortunately, he's not. Basically, or is he stopping? Let me check. Actually, no, he's not. He's not stopping. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, doesn't really matter too much. And there we have to fight them both, Luna and Molly Weasley. They have a 6, we have a 7. Again, they're fighting us together. Also pretty standard stuff. Oh, and we have the advantage. So we are basically both at 6. That's a problem. There was no event so far. No, I think not. Oh, we have... Oh, gosh, that's so bad. But we have to do that. We have to do... Bam, 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 bam. With a Quibbler, I don't know, she has hit Bellatrix. That's, oh gosh. Yeah, no point. Now she is definitely using her chocolate frogs as an armor. So she's losing a life. Going down to 3 points now. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for her. Okay, back to Harry. 5 is 2 spaces. Yeah, 6 would be 3 spaces actually. 1 and 2. Defense against the dark arts classroom. Nice. Roll 2 dice for the Boggart's Might. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as I think it's the werewolf in Talisman. Yeah, basically if you lose, then we have to the same Boggart again with your same. That could be really problematic. That's might now. Okay, our might is not that strong. So this could be a 12. This could basically end our life here. And we cannot re-roll that. Okay, that's a 6. Okay, a 6 is realistic chance. I think again, our might is 4. This disadvantage doesn't help us anymore in these fights here. We have 1 magic, 1 might coming from this. So that's 5. Yeah, I think we only have, oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's really bad. We only have 1 more might actually. So it's 5 versus 6. So that's definitely problematic, but let's see about that. So I have to remember. Okay, I will use those dice and I will place the 6 now in here to remember that it will be the same Boggart. So the 6 will stay. That's at least the good news here. And again, he's 1 in the lead. That's a tie, right? 5 plus 6, it's 11, and no, that's 10. And we have also 10. Yeah, I think a tie. Let me check. If you lose, You cannot move on. Yeah, we have to defeat the Boggart now. Okay, so basically we have to do that fight again next round. So let's hold on to that. That's the 6. The 6 stays, but it was a tie, so we're at least not losing a life. That's a good thing. Okay, 1 again. I think we can lose the galleon here. I think we are losing the galleon. That's fine. So we are moving in. On the other hand, we want to move over there. But then we are losing a turn again. Okay, we will move her here. She's basically suffer the penalty here. You have to do that, no matter what. Then we have to move Voldemort. 3. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, he cannot reach Harry. This would have been okay, because then maybe we are losing a life there, but okay. We are moving Voldemort here. Then we are meeting Horace Slughorn. And I think we have to roll a 4, 5, or 6. Awesome. Okay, she's getting a fate token. That's at least something. I think trading in that galleon for this fate token is cool. And then, yeah, it's Harry again. He has to fight now. The same Boggart here. So again, it's 6 versus 5. And bam, he crushed him. So he can continue to move with his next movement, and in theory I think we only need 2 more space. So if he's rolling a 4, 5, or 6, we will basically see the end of the game here, or potentially the end of the game here. In theory, she could also try to move up, chase after Harry and steal the Deathly Hallow. Then he would have to move back no matter what, but I think she doesn't make it. So let's simply roll for her movement. That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 courtyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. A dragon. Yeah, let's not go there. Doesn't help us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move her to the courtyard. Let's see what she finds. The Marauders map. I think she has to discard. Add 2 to your magic. Are you kidding me? That's so great. We are totally taking this. And yeah, I think we have 2 armor actually here. So we are leaving this behind on the courtyard. Wow, that's so amazing. Cool stuff. 2 to the magic, that's huge. Then it's Harry again, and we will roll that. That's a 4. Okay, that's exactly what we need. 1 and 2, the room of requirement, which says you must stop here and you must have a hollow to enter. You can only enter the Great Hall if you are carrying a hallow. If you do not have one, you must turn back. The Great Hall can only be reached from this space. Question is, do we need to move on, or I think not. I think we are basically in here now. I think. Exactly. We have to basically discard the Deathly Hallow. It goes to the discard pile because it came from the green deck, actually, from the middle ring. And then we are pretty much moving into the Great Hall with Lord Voldemort. I'm not 100% sure if you're also moving the miniature there. I do think it doesn't really matter. We will fight him with magic. So let's see. Let's bring out our stuff. We have 9 here. We have 10, we have 11, and we have 12. Then I think we can actually use everything what we have, because it's simply a fight, and that's Remus Lupin now. So we will spend him to add your might to your magic for 1 fight, and that's right now a 5. We already know that. He's then discarded, but still. So we are using his werewolf abilities. So that's 17 in total for Harry. So there is a good chance, and we still have rerolls. And okay, okay, that's 17. No, of course he cannot win. 17, 21. Bam! Voldemort is no more, and Harry was victorious. Even if we would have lost, we would still have the sugared butterfly wings, which would mean, okay, we are now transforming this into a standoff, and then we would have to fight again. But then we wouldn't have Remus Lupin with us. So it's definitely a much tougher fight, but we haven't lost then. In this case, normally you then move back, I think, to Hogwarts gates or the moving staircase or so. Basically have to go through the ordeal again, but in this case, Harry was simply successful and Bellatrix was out of luck. Very thematic too. Really, really enjoyed this session here. despite all the, let's say, little rules, unclarities and ambiguities, it's definitely playable. Yes, you can maybe have to house rule some of the things. Maybe you have to simply agree to what you are playing, especially around King's Cross Station here, for example, especially around the Great Hall standoff. Again, I do think you can also fight him with might, otherwise the game would be extremely broken. And yeah, quite honestly, thematically, from an artwork perspective, it really feels like a Harry Potter game. That's by far the most enjoyable Talisman spin-off I've ever played of all the world. I mean, I really played the original Talisman, all the parts basically. Started this relatively early on in my gaming career, and it was pretty little actually. But yeah, this was really enjoyable. I definitely will always prefer this over Star Wars, for example, even though that's fun too. And yeah, that's pretty much Talisman Harry Potter. Apologies for all the goofs, apologies for all the things I have missed to play. But yeah, it's playing this with two characters simultaneously, plus all the things that are out here, things can get pretty confusing, and yeah, I tend to forget these kind of things, but bear with me. I still hope you had a good time watching over my shoulder, playing Talisman Harry Potter here. Huge shout out to all of my patrons out there. Really do appreciate all your support, and yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.